Chapter 9. The chapter about wickedness. The one quick in merit prospers. A Brahmin had only one robe and hesitated to give it to the Buddha. But eventually, in the last watch of the night, he did give it, and he was richly rewarded by the king. The Buddha explained his reward would have been greater had he not hesitated and spoke this verse. 116. Hasten to do wholesome deeds. Ward off the mind from wickedness. For the mind of the one slow in merit delights in wickedness. One should be restrained from what is wrong. Venerable Santisukhā was unable to maintain his chastity and broke the same rule again and again. When the Buddha was informed, he reminded him to keep the precepts and reproved him with this verse. 117. Should a person do that which is wicked, he should not do it again and again. Let him not place his intention in it, for suffering grows for the wicked one. One should do good deeds. A young woman working in the fields gave parched rice to Venerable Mahākassapa and was thereby reborn into Sutta heaven. She desired to do more good deeds for Venerable Mahākassapa, but was restrained by him. The Buddha explained the reason for her motivation with this verse. 118. If a person should make merit, he should do it again and again. Let him place his intention there. There is an increase of joy for the one who has made merit. Eventually, all get what they deserve. A goddess in the house of Anathapindika advised him to stop supporting the Buddha and his disciples as he was being brought to poverty. Anathapindika reproved the goddess and sent her out of his house. Later, she recovered the householder's fortune and apologized. He took her to the Buddha, who taught them both with these verses. 119. The wicked experience good fortune, while the wickedness done does not ripen. But when the wickedness ripens, then the wicked will experience wicked things. 120. The fortunate experience wickedness as long as the fortune does not ripen. But when the fortune ripens, then the fortunate experience good fortune. Do not despise wickedness. A monk refused to look after his requisites, thinking them not worth the trouble. The Buddha told him he should not think in that way and admonished him with this verse. 121. One should not despise wickedness, thinking, "It will not come to me." Through the falling of water drops, the water pot is quickly filled. The fool, gathering bit by bit, soon becomes full of wickedness. Do not despise merit. A wise man heard the Buddha preach on the merit of giving and encouraging giving, invited the Buddha and the monks for alms, and then requested others to help in the deed. The foolish merchant, Pāḷi thought the man shouldn't offer more than he can himself fulfill, and gave but little, but later feared he would be exposed for his stinginess. The wise man, however, praised all who gave. The fool repented, and the Buddha gave this teaching. 122. One should not despise one's merit, thinking, "It will not come to me." Through the falling of water drops, the water pot is quickly filled. The wise, gathering bit by bit, will soon become full of merit. Avoiding wickedness like poison. The merchant Mahādana set out with 500 wagons, but learned there are thieves ahead and thieves behind, and so stayed put in a village. This was told to the Buddha, who drew the lesson therefrom and spoke this verse. 123. Like a merchant on fearful path, with few friends and great wealth, as one loving life would avoid poison, so should one avoid wicked deeds. The one without a wound. The Buddha taught Kukutamitta the hunter, his 7 sons and 7 daughters, and they all gained stream entry. The Buddha also explained that the hunter's wife attained stream entry while still young. The monks asked how can anyone who has stream entry help a hunter, and the Buddha explained the matter with this verse. 124. If there's no wound in his hand, he can carry poison with it. Poison does not enter without a wound. There is no bad result for the one who does not do wrong. Offending the inoffensive. The hunter Koka blamed a monk for his failure to catch game, and he set his dogs on him, chasing him up a tree. The monk's robe fell over the hunter, and the dogs mistakenly devoured him instead. The monk worried whether his actions led to the death of the man, and the Buddha reassured him with this verse. 125. One offends against the inoffensive, a purified and passionless person. That wicked deed then returns to the fool, like fine dust that is thrown against the wind. The destination according to kind. Although Venerable Tissa had received alms from a jeweler for a dozen years, when a heron swallowed a gem, the jeweler accused Tissa of theft and started torturing him to get a confession. Only when the heron was killed by accident does Venerable Tissa reveal who took it, and then he passed away of his injuries. The Buddha explained the destiny of those involved with this verse. 126. Some are reborn in the womb, but those who are wicked in the underworld. The righteous go to heaven. Those who are pollutant-free are emancipated. There is nowhere to hide from one's deeds. 3 different groups of monks who were on their way to the Buddha saw a crow die in mid-air, a woman drowned on a voyage, and themselves get buried in a cave. They asked the Buddha why it all happened, and he explained there is nowhere to escape from the results of bad actions, and spoke this verse. 127. Neither in the sky nor in the ocean, nor after entering a mountain cleft. There is no place found on this earth where one is free from the results of wicked deeds. There is nowhere to hide from death. Supaputta the Sakayan was the Buddha's father-in-law, but was very arrogant and obstructed the Buddha when he was on alms round, which led to the Buddha predicting the time and place of his death. Supaputta thought he could escape his fate, but he met it anyway. The Buddha spoke this verse explaining the matter. 128. Neither in the sky nor in the ocean, nor after entering a mountain cleft. There is no place found on this earth in which death does not completely overcome one.